All right, well, are we finally gonna be able to film today? It looks pretty sunny and promising. So I'm hoping it does not rain later because I want to take this bike to work. It's been a while since we've done some videos. I actually think it's been over a week since we've been able to record anything. It's literally been raining every single day, and it's actually planning to rain tonight, but I should get off work in time to avoid that. But I want to take this bike to work. We're going to review it. We're going to see how it is to commute on this bike. This is the beautiful model from EBC, which is the electric bike company. This is a pretty expensive bike, and it's because you get like the wood trim, you get the custom paint, you get the basket that has like the custom color on the inside, which we will talk about this helmet too. This helmet matches the bike, which is pretty awesome. You also have a rear rack in the back. You get leather seats and grips, and you got the new display. You got turn signals. You got a horn right here. And you have dual headlights on this bike too, which you don't get on some of the other electric bike company e-bikes, because we have some in the garage. And if you notice, we got one right here, and we got one right here, and then we got one without the basket, which has actually it's a very nice headlight. This is the Model A, which is the affordable version, and I actually like this. I think you guys would love this bike for $14.99. It is gonna go up at one point, but right now it's $14.99. I would highly suggest this bike. It has BMX handlebars. It fits really nice. I mean, it's a great bike. But anyways, we're gonna be taking this one, and let me show you this badass helmet. So the cool thing about EBC is that you can get custom matching helmets to match the color of your bike, which is absolutely sick. I mean, look at this. Look how dope that is. So right now, I'll put a link in the description. You can go down there and check it out. And it does have a headlight in the front and a tail light in the back. And if your color isn't there for the bike that you own, let's say there's a special color you want, maybe you can give them a call, talk to Blake. You can look them up on Google in Huntington and see if they can maybe color match the bike to the helmet. Maybe they might be able to do it, but they do have about 30 or 40 different colors on their website. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of options already on there, but if you want a custom one, maybe they can do it for you. Now, since Christmas passed, I got a new backpack to ride with, and now that I have that new helmet and I want some of my coworkers to ride the bike, if we have the chance, I'm not gonna guarantee it, but hopefully at the end of this video I can get someone to ride it. But I have this new backpack from Alpine Star, and the cool thing about it, even though we do have a carrier in the front of that bike that we're gonna take today, if I didn't have that and I took like my Onyx or Super 73, this has a thing to put my helmet in. So I just strapped the helmet to the backpack. So we might actually do it that way, or maybe I'll leave it in there. I'm not 100% sure, but it's cool. We got a new backpack, and I got some badass lights for my helmet. Are they legal? I'm not sure. I don't think you can modify your helmet at all, but check this out. This thing is dope. Like right now it's on orange and blue. I think I had it earlier on red and blue, so it looked like cop lights. These are pretty badass. They're very expensive though, but check out the back. Look how clean this is. You don't even see none of the wires. There's no bulkiness from those Amazon kits you get. But I'm gonna be real, this is 250 bucks and I'm gonna review that. I paid for it myself, so we're definitely gonna do something with it. But I'm probably gonna use them tonight actually and just, you know, ride around. But I definitely wanna give you guys a review later on. But anyways, we've been rambling on. Let's take this bike to work and get on the way. And let's just, hopefully we don't get rained out. All right, guys, let's get on the way and go. I ended up putting my helmet in the front basket, and I kind of just wrapped my work sweater around it so it doesn't get scratched up. I asked one of my coworkers if they're gonna be at work because he really wants to ride this bike, because he's really been thinking about ordering an electric bike and he wants something cool and flashy. But unfortunately, he's not working today, so I don't think we're gonna get anyone on the bike, but I'm bringing it just in case. It's pretty cool, the fact that you can have a matching helmet with your bike. I mean, there's some people that don't care, but I will say it looks pretty damn cool if you ask me. Now, going to this bike and talking about it a little bit, you guys probably already know that it has a 12 amp hour battery. Now, that's not a big battery whatsoever. Now, they claim 50 miles of range on this bike, and this bike does only come at 20 miles per hour, and I unlocked it to 28. So we're definitely not getting anywhere close to 50 miles of range. I'm honestly legit saying you're probably gonna get 20 to 25 miles of range with this bike if you're using throttle only and you're doing 28 miles an hour the whole entire time. I'm not pedaling. I'm not doing any lower pedal assist other than number 5. I like to go as fast as possible on these bikes. That's just how I ride. Maybe someone else out there does a review that likes to go slower and you're definitely going to get more range, but I just like to hurry up and get to work. That's kind of why I use these electric bikes. I'm trying to save money in gas instead of driving something like that and spending a hell of money on gas every week. But I want to get there in the same amount of time or faster. Like, bye-bye, see ya, we out of here. I am worried it's gonna rain that we talked about earlier. I have a feeling it might. If it does, hey, we're just gonna be riding in the rain, YOLO, we're just gonna have to do it. Now, I've seen a lot of comments talking about these bikes in particular, and I don't really comment a lot on your guys' comments when they're kind of rude and disrespectful. It wasn't really a disrespectful comment. It was just someone was saying that these are girl bikes. And let's be real, these are unisex bikes. Anyone can ride them. These are mostly beach cruisers. You don't see them in the city where I'm at right now. But you can't say this is a girl's bike just because it has a basket. It's a legit functional item of the bike. It's just like putting saddlebags on your bikes on the side. Harley guys do that. I mean, yeah, they don't have a basket in the front, but I mean, it's pretty much the same exact concept. You gotta have somewhere to put your gear. And honestly, instead of me putting it on my backpack, this actually comes in very handy. And there's absolutely no noise from the bike whatsoever. I hit this pothole right here. Whew. Did you see how big that pothole was? Oh my God, my helmet, everything just moved. Everything just went everywhere. I told you it's a big old pothole. You didn't hear anything rattle on the bike whatsoever, but I will say I would like to try and put this down there a little bit more. That was damn hilarious. No one hit me. No one hit me. Okay, I'm gonna wait because this car is like way over, not letting me go. And there's a big old puddle of water I wasn't trying to go through because it's been raining every day, every single day. Now, this bike isn't fast enough to stay in the street, so we're definitely gonna have to stay in the bike lane off to the shoulder. It's a little bit more dangerous, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. A lot of people don't even like going over 28 miles an hour. A lot of people think 28 miles an hour is like super fast. Personally, me, I don't. I feel like the faster the bike goes, the better. Brakes are real nice too. Some of the best brakes, man. These make my Sur-Ron brakes feel like crap, but I will say my Sur-Ron does 60 miles an hour, so I mean, I'll give it that. This is not going that fast, but these brakes, obviously fantastic. If I need a honk to tell anyone to get out of the way. Is anyone looking? No, I don't think anyone's looking at me. Nope. That guy over there in the motel, I don't think he heard me at all. And another thing I keep forgetting to use is we have turn signals. I guess the real reason why I would use turn signals on a bike is if I was sitting somewhere where I had traffic behind me and I actually had to be in traffic because there was no room for a bike lane or a bike to fit on the side. That's probably when I would use the turn signals. It's not something I would probably use 24/7. Like my Sur-Ron is a legit bike I can use in the street, unlike this one, and I still rarely use the turn signals. But it is very nice to have because it is a very good safety feature depending on your area and where you're at, and just to let traffic know what the heck you're doing. But keep in mind, I said it in my review, this bike has no turn signals in the front. So if you're trying to let traffic know in front of you what you're doing, they're not gonna know. It's only the people behind you, they're gonna know if you're turning left or right. So just keep that in mind. And another thing I'm curious on knowing is when we get at nighttime, we have this little sensor that should turn these lights on automatically. And I'm very curious to see how these double headlights work. I've been wanting to take this bike to work, guys, for the longest time, probably 3 weeks now, because of Christmas, New Year's, you know, all the rain. Like every single day that I had to come to work, it was raining. and I couldn't take this bike to work. So it would either be sunny when I go to work, but then it was scheduled to rain when I got off because I'm gonna be there for 10 hours. And I just got unlucky every single day. And let's just pray today, like we said already, but I'm taking it regardless. We get stuck in the rain, like I said. But hey, I've been looking to take it forever because of the dual headlights that we have up front. So we have this little switch right here on the side, and we have 2 headlights. And I've been wanting to see how that looked that night for the longest time. I've only turned it on in the garage. That's the only time I've ever turned it on. So I don't actually know how it performs at nighttime in a real situation at nighttime. So I'm so curious to see how it works. We might even take the bike path at night because it's completely pitch black on there, and we can really get an idea if these headlights are worth it. I know the original stock basket headlight is not the best. It has like a yellow tint to the bottom and a blue tint on the top. Looks super cool, but it's not the best light I've ever had. I've mentioned that there are bikes that have a headlight on them without having the basket actually look better than the basket headlight. Oh dang, is our car smoking? What the heck was that? Did you see that? It's a big old puff of smoke that just popped out. All right, so this might be a good idea to use my my turn signal. Okay. Come on. Dang, it's taking forever. It's like no one knows what to do at a 4-way stop. Like, Jesus. Technically it was a 3-way stop, but same thing. But yeah, I'm just very curious if this other headlight works very good on the road. I was gonna take it down the street one day in some light rain, but I was like, you know what? No, I'll just wait to see my impression when you guys see my first reaction to it. So that's why I'm doing it today, and I did not peek at it. All right, we're going uphill. This is the first hill I've ever done on this bike. Seeing how it is, 22 miles an hour, throttle only. Let's see if I pedal. If I pedal, it doesn't do anything, so I'd rather not pedal. I'll let the bike do the work and not me. I got a 10-hour shift coming up. I'd rather the bike do all the work. I'm loving this bike though, guys. It is super, super nice. Not a single issue with it, really. I mean, yeah, it's not crazy fast or anything like that. It's just gonna be a cruising bike. You're not looking for top speed out of this. You're kind of looking for a flashy, cool bike that's just gonna get you around at the beach or your bike pass, and you know, you're just gonna be chilling. The only thing I hear from this bike is a slight hum, because the motor, when it picks up speed, that torque, it kind of shakes some of the components. You can kind of hear it like humming a little bit, but other than that, that's all I hear. But it's a fantastic bike. Come on, man. You get a 10-year warranty on this frame and the motor, and you get a 5-year warranty on the battery. You know, like, what other company gives you that warranty? And they're based out in California. So any type of warranty issues that you need with this bike, you can just contact them. You'll probably get a part in probably a week or 2. I said that in my review video if you guys didn't go back and see that. So you can't have any complaints about it. Hey, why is there a car on this path? I don't know what they doing on my bike path. This is my bike path. Get out the way. What's that song from Ludacris? Move, bitch, get out the way. But yeah, I mean, I like this bike. I know a lot of you guys aren't gonna like it. It's $3,100. It's a 750 watt motor with like a peak of 1,000. It looks like we only did a top speed, I think, of like 27 that I saw on like flat road. And right now it shows that we're pulling 900 watts consistently while riding. And it also says our total time that we've been on it, how many miles and all that kind of stuff. I'm really curious if you can hike someone in this basket. I wonder what the weight is of the basket. Like how much stuff you can put in there. I'm pretty sure you don't want to put any more than 40 or 50 pounds in that basket, but I'm just curious. I would like to know. All right, I'm gonna get a running start. Go, bike, go. Don't worry, it was turning green for me. It was my turn to go. I wasn't running a red light, I promise. One thing I think you're really gonna be surprised at with this bike is the nice, comfortable seat this bike comes with. And holy crap, hold on, we're only doing 18 or 17 miles an hour getting up this hill. This bike's struggling. We're at 45.7 volts under full throttle. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the cutoff is what, 40 volts or something like that? So I'm very curious on when we head back to the house if it's gonna get close to 40 volts and if it's gonna start like either cutting off or maybe it like fully cuts off. I don't know. I guess we'll find out if you guys want to stick around to the end of the video and see how we get home. Because when I did my first review video, we only got 20 miles of range, which wasn't a lot. But I want to go back and let you guys know that the reason why I didn't get good range is because when I did that review video and I had to go and I thought I had to put a password in and contact the company, I had to wait for all the rain to stop. It's set for a whole week with the alarm system on there, so that does drain your battery. So I'm very curious on the voltage we're going to be left at when we get all the way home. And then I can kind of calculate like, oh, we're going to get 20 miles of range in total, or we'll get maybe 25, or we'll get like 30 or something, somewhere around there. Definitely has a snappy throttle. Like as soon as you hit it, there is sometimes like a delay of like maybe, I don't know, half a second to a full second of delay. So I let off, not working. There's a little delay, but I mean, I feel like a lot of these bikes do have a delay. So, what are you doing, playing a video game?
No, I'm watching anime.
Oh, I just saw your hands like this, I thought you were hitting buttons. I'm gonna get into work, man. I just thought I'd say what's up. Thanks, man. Man, we getting looks everywhere from this bike. I'm telling you, it's very flashy, very flashy. That's one thing I love about it. I mean, how can you not love a bike that just draws attention to itself? It's gorgeous. You guys have to go in their showroom and check it out one of these days. I will continue over and over to support this company because their bikes are absolutely fantastic. It has nothing to do with the commission I get when you guys order one of these bikes using my coupon code, MrCentralDriver. Small little plug right there. But I'm being dead honest. They're fantastic. I was actually skeptical when I started reviewing these because like, oh, they're slow bikes and whatnot. But I was like, hey, it's cool. It's like in California. So, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How we doing?
Good. Finally got to ride my bike to work.
That's not your bike.
Yeah, it is.
No, I know it's yours, but that don't look like you.
Oh, no.
That looks fun, though.
Dude, it's nice. It has wood on it and...
Smooth ride?
Oh, yeah. Surprisingly, with no suspension, it's really smooth because of seat and it's like built so solid. It feels like one bike. There's no rattles, no nothing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Got the matching helmet, too. I brought it just in case someone was going to ride it later tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. I'll see you in a bit. So anyway, more of the story is I was trying to say is if you guys are close to the area where you guys can pick up these bikes or just go into their showroom and look at them, I highly suggest just getting on one and riding it. You don't have to buy it, just test it out. You could also rent these bikes at different locations around California. And they're just so nice. I'm telling you guys, you would fall in love with them if you just like the thrill of just riding a bike. Not a fast bike, but just riding a bike in general. Super nice. Well, anyways, I will see you guys in a little bit when it gets nighttime, and we're definitely gonna check out this headlight and see how all this looks at night. I'm very excited, so we'll get to it right now. All right, so it's been about 10 hours almost. I'm almost about to clock out, but really quick, since you're not gonna see my helmet when we're riding tonight, and I am gonna do a review, like I said earlier in the video about this, but you just have to see how cool this is. Right now, it's kind of like a cop theme, I would say. But the cool thing about it is you have a little app down here and you can come down and you got all these different choices of stuff to do. So like you hit this one and it has some type of like strobing effect. My favorite one is probably the flashing one. You can change the colors if you want. And this is probably my second favorite one because I love RGB, like computers. But this just gives you an idea of what people are gonna be seeing as I have the helmet on me while we're recording with our GoPro right in the front right here. And I know you guys might be thinking like, hey, you're gonna get pulled over by using the cop one. But the cool thing is on the fly, as you're riding around or whatever, you can switch it. So, I mean, I can have it somewhere over here and see, look, now it's pretty much white. Or I can go back to what it was. So if I just put this on my bike, sitting right there where I normally do my GPS, if I had a phone mount on this bike, I could just basically switch it on the fly and then I could be like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, look at that. So to avoid any issues. And it also tells you your battery percent up here too. But like I said, we'll do another video, but let's get on the way and go ride this bike and go see how these headlights look. All right, you know what? It is not too bad of a night tonight. Hopefully you guys can see this display. I'm not exactly sure if it's too bright and it's getting washed out on my GoPro. I got the ISO set up pretty high. I think it's at like 3200 ISO. A lot of people say I should start running it at 1600, but I use like so many roads that have no lights, and if you have no actual like light on this bike whatsoever, it's very hard to see, and then it's like real grainy because there's no light. So I think I'm gonna keep it at 32, but maybe one of these days we'll try 1600. If it comes out like crap, we'll go back. But let's get on the way. And I haven't turned on the light yet because I was wondering if the light was gonna come on by itself. I mean, we're still under some light. I'm gonna turn it on for now. And holy crap, it is definitely sitting on the ground. So we're gonna have to lift this up because we can't see this at all. All right, so the light is definitely still pointed to the ground. So we gotta adjust that because we gotta get an accurate reading on how good this light is. So give me 1 second. Move this up. All right, so there we go. That's a little bit better. That's more like it if you're trying to see at least on the road. Before it was just pointed directly straight down. So now I can at least see, you know, 10 or 15 feet in front of me. I got my headlight helmet lights on. Hopefully we do not get a ticket because they're lighting up colors that probably shouldn't be lit up on here. But I want people to see me, and my life is more important than anything. But back to the bike. We got up the hill. We're looking at about 46 volts roughly on the bike after it's set for about 10 hours. And this speed, if you guys did not see my review, is 100% accurate. Like 100% accurate. I actually pulled out my phone at the exact same time we did this video review, and it was spot on to the T. I know everyone's looking at me because I got my helmet lights on. I know it's bringing some attention to the bike. I definitely know it is. And oh my God, I wanted to go down the other way. Hold on, we got to turn around because I wanted to go on the bike path, and I swear to God, I just passed it. All right, so here we go. As you can tell, this headlight is not the best. I know we got some cars coming. They're kind of messing it up a little tiny bit, but maybe you guys get an idea now. The cars are kind of clearing out. That is how the stock headlight looks. And if you hit this button down here, we can put the high beam on. So I'm gonna turn the high beam on now and see how it is. Okay, so that's not too bad. The high beam definitely made a difference. I would say that's more so like putting fog lights on your car. Now I'm wondering if I go around the bike and I can actually adjust that and move that bottom light up a little bit, because like I said, it looks like fog lights. So check this out. Let's go back. Let me hit the button. So that's with the regular headlight that you're gonna get on all the EBC e-bikes that come with a basket. That's how this headlight will look. If you get the upgraded package with the headlight high beam, I should say, then it looks like this. So yeah, it definitely gives some light. I'm very curious though. I wanna see if I can move this. Hold up. Oh yeah, so you can definitely move this light. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Oh yeah, cool. So I was able to move both of those lights, and that looks really good now. So check this out. Before with one light and with the high beam. That's cool. Another thing you guys need to know is if you didn't see the review video, again, go back and watch it. Here are the tail lights. The tail lights light up as you hit the brake levers, and it works for both brake levers. It's pretty cool. This lights up and these light up. So you're definitely going to be seen on the road, and they are definitely bright. And I like the fact that when you do hit it, if you guys can see this display, it does have a little indicator letting you know that the brakes are on. But anyway, let's get back on the way and go. It also tells you that your high beams are on too. That's pretty cool, just like a car does. So it's letting me know that the highs are on. Cool. So now we know that. And the display tells me the temperature. So it is 50 out right now. That's why I said it feels pretty decent out. It's not 35 like it has been the last couple days, but I got a thermal underneath, and we're rocking and rolling today. I don't have any issues with the cold weather right now. We are set. And we'll be buying some heated gloves too. Just keep that in mind. That's something I want to get soon. But we're talking like $400 or $500. Honestly, I got to get these views up if I'm going to buy some gloves like that. So if you guys want, like the video and subscribe to the channel, because we're always doing some super cool e-bike videos. And you guys would probably definitely want to check them out. I'm pretty brutally honest about all these e-bike reviews. And honestly, it kind of makes the relationship between some of these companies sour, just because, you know, you kind of talk crap on the company. But I have to say how it is. Like, I can't fake my review. And that's why I can't fake anything on this bike. I will say the one con of this bike is the battery. The battery is not very big if you're not going to pedal this bike. You're not going to get very good range out of it, especially if you want to do the speed that I'm doing right now. So just keep that in mind. That's the biggest con of this bike. You're probably looking at 25 miles or so. All right, let's cut through here. Hopefully it won't pick up any nails or thorns or anything like that. But these are puncture resistant tires, and these are the upgraded tires on this model. All the beautiful bikes come with this upgraded pack. Oh God, they come with this upgraded package. I almost didn't see that thing in the road. That's another thing I should bring up right now, is the fact that when you turn these handlebars, the headlight does not go with the handlebars. It goes with the basket. So it goes with the actual frame. So look, like as I'm turning the bike, you can see it. But let's see if I do this. Let's see, look, I'm making a U-turn. Like my bars are turned way more than my headlight is. Like the headlight still keeps up because it is going with the frame. But just keep in mind that if you have your headlight like this, and look, and when you turn, let's say you wanted to look that direction real quick to see if someone was coming up, you would literally have to move the bike to see that direction. So that's just something to keep in mind. I don't personally think it's a big deal, but maybe you do. And if that is a big problem, maybe there's a way that you can mount it up to the forks, so then it will move with the bike when you turn it. That's the only thing I can think of, but it's not gonna work with the basket though. That's where your headlights normally sit at. This bike is very comfortable coming down here, and we're doing some decent speed. Real nice, no problems. Gonna take it a little easy over here because there's a lot of sand, if you guys can see that. So I'm not trying to go down, but I do feel like if I did take that pretty good, these tires would hold up. It's just, this bike is too nice to mess up. I just do not want to mess it up whatsoever. It's a pretty penny for this bike, and it's very special. It is not a $1,000 e-bike, which, you know, you can kind of trash around. Even $1,000 is honestly a lot of money for an e-bike, depending on what you're getting. But something that's over $3,000, I am definitely not trying to drop it at all. Another thing about this bike is you got to keep in mind that it is so flashy, and people are looking at me everywhere I go, is that people might be more likely to jack you for this bike just because of how it looks. Now, I don't really worry about that too much. I don't really have a lot of bad areas that I go in. There's only one that I go down, and I've never had anyone stop me. It's so late at night, I don't really think people are out at that time in that area. But just something to think about. If you guys got a bad area, I mean, this is a flashy bike, so you might want to be careful. It's not just your flat black bike or something like that. You know, it looks like a BMX bike. No one even knows it's electric. I mean, this is, everyone can tell this is worth some money. But I'm gonna tell you guys something, and I don't know what the company would like me saying this, but even though this bike is badass, I would highly recommend it if you want something that's just different in the market. Their Model A, which is their cheapest bike they offer at $1,500, that bike is actually probably the best bang for your buck, and it is actually a phenomenal like beach cruiser or street cruiser, because it does have BMX handlebars. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. It is like absolutely comfortable, and it comes with one cool feature that this bike doesn't have. This does not have a backlit button over here. The Model A, which is the cheapest bike they offer, has a backlit button for the power switch and the up and down modes to go from like class 1 to class 5. Why doesn't this bike have it? Maybe it's just because this was like an early production. Maybe they're gonna put it in there sooner or later, or maybe they're gonna see this video and think about putting it in there, because I think that's one feature that's missing from this bike. You're paying $3,200 for this bike. I would figure it would come with every single best part from the company. So I would personally say that the Model A, if you don't care about having a flashy color on your bike, because it just comes in 3 normal colors, I think it's white, black, and red, I would go with the Model A, 100%. But if you guys really want power and you want to spend $3,000 on a bike, then you can't go wrong with getting an Aerial Rider X-Class. I mean, those are around the same price, I think a little bit cheaper actually, and you're gonna get a lot of performance out of the X-Class Aerial Rider than you will this. But to me, and this is my personal opinion, the X-Class is not that attractive looking. And I know a lot of people might say about this bike too is because it has a basket. And to each their own. I honestly think I'd rather have these bikes without the basket, but they do come in handy. And what people are using these bikes for is to transport stuff and go back and forth to work, or just kind of cruise around the beach and go around town. So I get why the basket is there, but I can see why it's an unattractive option. So you could opt to not get a basket, but not on the beauty bikes. The beautiful bikes come with a basket, but they have a bunch of different options to not have a basket on there. And then again, you're gonna get a better headlight if you don't have the basket on there. But anyways, that's just something I really wanted to tell you guys. It turned into a longer conversation than I thought it was gonna be, but that's just me being honest with you guys. And let's continue this trip. Look how bumpy this is. You see how everything's like moving around in my basket? You hear absolutely no noise. No noise at all from the bike. I love it. I can't tell you guys how much I love that about this bike. I don't want to hear any noise on a bike when I'm just like rolling around town. Like, it's electric. I want it to be quiet. One thing I just realized is that you need a mirror on this bike if you're gonna ride it in the streets. Now, if you're gonna use bike lanes and all that kind of stuff, and you're never gonna take a city street, then you don't need a mirror. I mean, it'd still be nice to have, but putting a mirror on this bike, you can't get those bar-in mirrors that go like right back here, because you're not gonna be able to see. You're gonna have to be like this to see behind you. Like, I gotta turn behind me to like see. You would have to get those mirrors on this bike that go like right next to the display, and they come up and then they kind of go out to the side. That's really your only option, because you're not gonna wanna put a bar-in mirror right here. But you could always swap these bars for like BMX handlebars. You might have to swap out the stem, just because the stem has a couple different angles of how you can make these bars sit. And it's gonna be pretty high, I think, if you put BMX bars. You're gonna have to put some very low BMX bars on here or something like that, or something closer to the Sur-Ron bars. But you can do it. It just depends on how much you want to modify a bike. Let's see if our horn's still working. Is anyone around? Is this annoying? Oh man, I mean, it's a horn. We tried it earlier, obviously, like, it works, it does its job, but it's not loud. So don't expect it to do anything crazy. We are down 2 battery bars, and keep in mind my trip to work is 6.9 miles, and it's another 6 miles coming back, same thing. So let's just round it up to 7. That's 14 miles in total, and I got another 2 miles to go, and we've already went through half the battery. Under full throttle, or full, what do you call it, thumb throttle? Full load, I guess you could say, 43.4 volts is what we're looking at while getting up to speed. Once we kind of get up to speed and the bike's kind of at the max of what it's going to do, it does bump up a little bit in voltage, but not too much, maybe 1 volt if that. But yeah, so like I said, 20 to 25 miles max. I would probably be more closer to the 20-mile range if you're not pedaling at all and you're going to be in pedal assist 5, and you turn up the bike to 28 miles per hour, which is the max this bike will go. Even though we never got to 28 miles an hour, we got to 27 at one point, but I think our average speed was like 26.5, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Obviously, 2 battery bars down, now we're only doing 24.2. Oh dang, look it go, look it go. That was me and my Honda back in 05 when I bought it. I thought it was fast as shit. I was bone stock with a D16 Y8. I was like, VTEC, baby, this thing is quick. I didn't even have headers. I had a AEM intake. That's all I had. But hey, as long as people are out here having fun, he ain't hurting nobody. I don't really care. But yeah, we're almost at the house. And like always, I will pull over really quick and I will check the voltage for you guys, and then we will end the video. But if you want to stick around for the next minute, I will give you this information. Give me 1 sec. Brake test. Oh yeah. We out here riding. I'm on the EBC. Beautiful bike. This thing is gorgeous looking. We got the lights from light mode on here and the Beyond Riders shirt on here with the protection in here. All right, so I pulled up my chart. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. I'll try to dim down my phone a little bit. So we're at 46.7 volts when I let off the bike. And that is telling me on here that it is 46.8, right in the middle. So 50%. Yeah, it's actually exactly spot on. If anything, you want to get real technical, 49.9 is where I'm at. But basically 50% battery. And I literally have half a mile to go into my house. So you're looking at 13.5 miles. So yeah, like I said, I think you're going to be looking at about, yeah, maybe 25 miles of range now that I think about it. Somewhere around there. Because once you get pretty low, your bike's going to go real slow, and then you really don't want to push it to that last like 1 volt. You really want to save a little bit of power. It's never ever good to have your e-bike literally go to 0%. It's like your phone. You never want it to just completely die out, and it's the same thing with e-bikes. That's why Tesla's only charge like 90%. You can change them in the settings, and that's another reason why they don't drain past, I think, 20%, because you can literally hurt the cells in the battery, and then you're out of battery, and batteries are probably the most expensive thing on this bike. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Sorry for the brief ending of the video, but yeah, I'm just glad I was out here to finally ride, and obviously you can tell it's been raining every day, and I'm excited that I'm out here again, guys, and sharing my rides with you, and hopefully you guys are trusting me in these e-bike reviews, because I'm trying to be very honest. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Be safe out there. True MVPs for sticking around to the end. See you in the next one. Here's some bonus content if you guys stuck around all the way to the end of the video. Let's show you how these lights look on this helmet. So that's mode number 1. I mean, it's pretty bright when you actually look at these lights, but I mean, if you do come in the garage, I guess it's not terrible. So like with it down, with it up, with it down, with it up. I would be using these helmets for like skateboarding and stuff like that. I don't want to put my GoPro right on the very top because it's going to be way too high. So that's why I don't really wear helmets like this, but the fact that most of you guys are not going to be recording a YouTube video when you go out and ride, these helmets are pretty badass. Have a couple different modes. So if we hit this button right here, oh, I was hitting the wrong thing. The back flashes. The front will never change. It will never get dimmer or brighter. It stays the same exactly. It's just the back that changes. You got to go through all the modes to turn it off, but that's some bonus content for you guys, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Later.